Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. He's ever living, He's ever faithful, He's ever sure. Welcome to ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com. We're coming to you live from our studio in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. And if it's Saturday, it's the Sabbath. And I'm bound to remind you to read Psalm 119. It's the cleansing psalm. It checks you from inside, gives you vigor for the week ahead, and it teaches you how to live. And I just want to say hello to my peeps in Jamaica. I know you're watching, so take care. All right, this week we have a young lady who broke on the scene in 2005, and her star has just been rising and rising and rising. And we're so pleased to have her here this morning to perform for us now, and then we'll talk to her later. So please welcome Tanya P singing I Want to Thank You.
Hey, oh, oh, hey, ooh, oh, la da da da. You've been there for me for everything, trials that I've been through. No one has cared for me or had my back in life the way you do. I know sometimes I say things I know I should not say. Through it all you kept it real. Now it's time to tell you how I feel. I wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Baby, let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. I wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Baby, let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. I'm gonna give you all the love that I know you deserve to have. Because when I was down, you picked me up and saved me from my past. Even when we had hard times, you were always on my mind. Through it all you kept it real. Now it's time to tell you how I feel. I wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Baby, let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. I wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Baby, let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. Oh, hey, I just wanna thank you. Oh, 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 la da da da. Oh, I just wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. I wanna thank you, let me thank you for being who you are. Let me hold you, let me show you. In my world you are a star. Oh,
Oh, wow. Sweet, sweet music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so lovely. Thank you for
so much.
coming. That's a great performance.
thank you.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God, you got such a sweet voice.
Thank you so much.
Oh, good girl. Now, as I told everyone that you broke on the scene in 2005.
Right.
So tell me what that period of your life was like.
Well, it was kind of funny actually because I never really planned to be an artist. I always loved singing, but I never really thought of, taking or doing it professionally per se. And I wrote my first song, and it kind of sat in my house like for about a year, and I didn't do anything with it. And then there was you're familiar with rhythms, there's different artists on the same rhythms kind of thing. So there were other artists on this rhythm, and I started to hear other artists on the same rhythm, like their songs were playing on the radio, you know, 89.5 and 105.5, and I started saying, well, why
not
is it,
me?
yeah, if they can do it, why can't I? You know what I mean? So I pretty much just got the nerve after about a year, and I went and brought my song into Morning Ride.
Wow.
Yeah, and it kind of just took off from there because people started calling other radio shows and they wanted me on the radio shows, and before I knew it, I was doing my first performance. So I kind of just got thrown into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good throw because you deserve to be here. Your voice is something to be admired.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Now, as I mentioned, the voice, we heard it, and it's powerful, and it's been described that way, and it's also smooth, like that, also described that way, and sultry, like sexy, right?
Right.
So where did that come from? Like, is that something that your parents maybe have some part of, and you just kind of inherited it, or just?
Yeah, I think both parents would probably claim that I got it from them, but actually speaking, neither of them can sing. neither of them are singers, but in my opinion, where it came from is my dad is a promoter in Jamaica, so he definitely has a love for the music.
Yes, and an ear.
Yes. He's been putting on shows such as the Bob Marley Birthday Bash in Negril, Jamaica for this year. It was actually the 21st year.
Wow, that's great.
So I think that's where I get it from. You know, in his early years starting his show, he was actually the host for most of his shows. So he has that voice, you know, announcing all the artists. He always found his way to the stage to announce his favorite artists. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's where I get it from.
So he's got a musical tone in his voice.
Right. Yeah. And he does those commercials. If you know the radio personalities in Jamaica, they always tend to have that certain voice. Yeah. He's got that voice. So
so definitely that's where you probably got it from. What about your mom?
No. No offense to my mom, but yeah, not at all. She is, as she says, not to save her life.
Oh, so. See, I always think that kind of talent has to come from somewhere. Definitely. So I'm saying your father then, since you explain how he.
Okay, I'll give it to him.
Melodic voice that does commercials and MC shows and all of that. Right. So then, of course, then your parents are Jamaican.
Yes.
Oh.
Both.
So you were born here.
Yeah.
A hometown girl, a Canadian hometown girl.
Yeah. So not your average, not your average.
Well, no. Sweet voice and certainly blessed in so many ways. Not with just a sweet voice, but describe growing up in Toronto. I mean, did you grow up in Toronto?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Describe.
I grew up in in my early years. I grew up in North York, and I'd say from like early childhood to say 14, I had no idea of my singing capability whatsoever. Whoa. Yeah. It started actually my first day of high school. The two first friends that I met on the very first day of high school, one of them, Kellyanne, she was the singer of the crew. And she pretty much sang everywhere. If we were walking to our lockers, if we were at the bus stop, like she just was constantly singing all the time. And at that time, SWV, the R&B group, was like the big thing at that time. So it was, she would always be like, well, I like this song and I want to sing that song, but SWV is like 3 girls, and it's just me one. She's like, you guys got to learn to sing. You guys got to help me out, you know. So she always wanted us to try to help her out and do some sort of backup or something like that. So she convinced me to do a talent show in grade 10 with her, and we sang "End of the Road" by Boyz II Men. And ever since that night, I pretty much caught the bug.
Really?
Yeah, I just
that feel of being applauded on the stage and making people happy.
Yeah, it was actually funny because my mom's gonna kill me for telling this, but I wanted my entire family to come to the talent show, and my mom kept saying like, well, what are you gonna do in the talent show? And I'm like, I'm gonna sing, and she's like, well, sing for me right now. Caribbean parents, they don't play. She was like, you're gonna sing there, you better sing for me right now. I want to hear you because I'm not coming there for no foolishness. Yeah, she just told me straight up like that. And of course, every time she said, well, sing something, I start to giggle and, it never actually happened. Yeah. So she was like she came there just for the support, and not to mention I saved all my lunch money and bought everybody a ticket, so that she didn't really have a choice, she had to come. So she came, and she was pretty much in the audience.
Okay,
with her hands
she's ready.
crossed, and she's just waiting, like, what is this girl gonna do?
You better embarrass me, girl.
Not to mention, she was like a hairdresser at the time, and she had her own hair salon. So pretty much all her customers, their kids went to school with me.
So a lot of people knew her.
There was pressure.
Okay.
There was a lot of pressure. So when I got to my part of the song, and it was funny because as soon as I opened my mouth and I sang like my first note, my mom pretty much embarrassed me. Yeah, everybody knew where my mother was sitting in that entire auditorium. That's my daughter! It was crazy. And ever since that, she's always told me that she's my biggest fan.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you had to prove it for your mom.
I did.
Wow, I like that.
She's, anytime she can, she's around.
She's supporting you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and she wasn't wrong. Her ears was right on.
Right.
She heard talent right away. So what would you describe your style? Because I noticed you've got some really rhythm and blues, and then you've got the reggae. So describe your style.
Well, it's everything pretty much like mixed into one, and I think that's started because, like I said, in high school it was R&B. It was just straight R&B. I was into like SWV. I was into Brandy, Monica.
Yes.
Pretty much any R&B, singer at the time I was into, and then going to Jamaica all the time because I went to Jamaica pretty frequently. Like all my summers and March breaks were spent in Negril. So then I would go when my dad's doing his shows, and then I'm around all these reggae artists.
Yes.
So I kind of just got into everything. I got into both, so I was like, well, why not? You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty much what shaped me into being the artist that I am today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you blended sweetly together.
Right.
Yeah. So what kind of reaction have you been getting with the sound? Because I certainly like it.
You know what? The reaction has been crazy. Like, it's number one, people don't really believe that I live in Toronto, Canada. I get that a lot. Like,
they think it should be international.
Yeah, they don't believe that this talent is coming.
It's coming from here.
Right.
It's homegrown.
Right. And then when I go to Jamaica, they're just like, there's no way that you're not from here, and there's no way that you haven't been doing. Like, they think that I'm supposed to be up there with all the big stars.
Well, you will be soon, if not right now, immediately.
Right.
Yes, I certainly can't see anything that will stop you because you've got the voice, you've got the musical attitude, you've got the sound, the music itself.
Right.
So and not to mention the looks.
Oh, thank you.
Not to mention the looks. It's really quite nice to see such fresh, good talent out there, because I knew it was out there when I started this network. I knew it was out there, and I knew I was going to find it, and so the treasure here is coming, so that's great.
Right in your backyard.
Yeah. So now I love you, and I'm sure our audience really enjoyed your performance. What's been the basic industry reaction to you? The industry reaction to you?
Wow. I think that basically since I came into the scene, I've been told by a lot of people, like, I pretty much have to kind of catch up with my name.
Yeah.
The name, like, it's running
ahead of you.
The name has been ever since I started. I don't know how it started or where that came from, but
Tanya P?
Yeah.
How did that start? You don't know?
I know how it started.
Yeah.
Tanya P, it's actually kind of funny. I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
My first interview, or the first time I was bringing my music to Morning Ride,
yes,
right? I got a friend to do a CD for me, right? And I said, just put this song on a CD for me. He told me he wasn't going to have them ready until really late, so I said, well, just print them for me and leave them in a bag tied outside your door. Mm-hmm. I'll drive by and I'll pick them up so that I can go straight to the radio station in the morning. And when I got the CDs and I looked at it, because I actually told him, because my last name is Pringle.
Oh.
Right. Pringle like the chips. I've been teased for
Pringle
my entire
like
life. Pringle like the chips without the S. So it's Tanya Pringle. Uh-huh. And I told him, because he kept saying, well, what's your name? What do I put on the CD? I'm like, I don't know, just put Tanya Pringle, I guess. I didn't really have a name.
Yeah.
And I was always told that somebody's going to give you a name, but nobody gave me a name.
Yeah, okay.
And all I knew was I had this interview, and I had to be there. It was my first time. Right. So when I picked up the CDs, and I opened the bag and I seen the CDs, and it didn't say Tanya Pringle, it said Tanya P.
So I started calling him. It was so early in the morning, I didn't even care. I was like, why do my CD say Tanya P? And he goes, oh, sorry about that. It was the last CDs that I had and I used the wrong font. I was like, what? Really? So he goes, yeah, it was, the whole name couldn't fit.
Oh.
So that's what ended up happening.
So you weren't giving your name.
I guess I was given my name,
See?
but I didn't think it was going to happen like that. So the joke was I was upset.
Yeah.
I was upset and I was just like, okay, fine. I don't have any choice. I'm going to the radio station right now and I'm not going to not show for my interview. So I gave the CD to Scabba G and he goes, Tanya P. And then I just kind of just went for it. I never changed it because it caught on so well and the song, everybody loved the song right away and started asking, oh, Tanya P. And then people started, like I said, other radio disc jockeys started calling into the show and asking me to come on their show. So I couldn't really change it.
So who told you you were gonna be given a name in the industry? Who told you that?
Just other artists and stuff like that. When people would hear me sing, they'd be like, so what's your name? What's your name? And I'd be like, I don't know, Tanya. My name's Tanya. And they'd be like, no man, you need a name. I'm like, well, I don't have a name. My name is my name. And I didn't want to come up with any like weird name. Like Mystic or, you know what I mean? Like I'm Tanya. I don't know what else to say, but I am who I am. You know what I mean? And that's the name that I have. So.
Well, it suits you, and it is your name. I mean, Pringle aside, Tanya P is your name.
It is, and it's funny too because the Pringle, if you go to Negril, and if you go like where my dad's from, Pringle is a huge name. It's a huge name down there. Everybody knows my dad for what he does in the music side, so they relate either way. If it's Tanya P, Tanya Pringle,
they know you belong to the Pringle
family.
family.
Exactly.
Well, we're just happy to have Tanya Pringle P, Tanya P in the studio to entertain us and to give us your great stories and stuff. So we're really, really happy you made it here today, and we are so thankful at ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com that we have this opportunity and you're giving it to us. So.
Well, I'm so thankful that you guys gave me this opportunity to be here and meet you.
That's great. Yeah. 2 stars rising. So, I was sitting here talking to you all day because I know there's some stuff that, our audience is going to be so shocked to hear. But for now, I guess I want to hear some more.
Okay.
I want to hear some more. I mean, when your manager, Ricardo, sent me your demo and I listened to your CD, I believe, your songs, and I listened to them and I thought, oh, this girl really's got talent. The voice got me right away, and then that sweet way you have of, making the song come to life. I just really enjoyed it. So, without further ado, we're gonna definitely hear you again. So, why don't you go over there and get yourself ready for another song and I'll introduce it to the audience.
Sure.
Good girl.
Thank you.
Wow, Tanya P, I love that. So, at this time, we're really, really, really happy that we get this opportunity and we just love it. So, again, enjoy Tanya P singing Don't Want to Go.
Oh, 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 hey. Oh, 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 yeah. Can't be bothered to start over with somebody new. Every time I think I found myself a good man, it's the same old news, day in, day out. I'm under this big dark cloud, wondering if I should stay or I should go. Oh, but you heard me, and you told me lies, and I never want to feel the pain I felt last night. Oh, you had a good thing, but didn't realize. Now you're begging me to stay with teardrops in your eyes. Oh, 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 I don't wanna go nowhere, but if you really cared, you wouldn't let me leave. No, gave you all I had to give, kept it positive, but nothing seemed to change. Oh, it gets harder every day that I spend with you. Am I supposed supposed to let everything slide and just stay with you. I'm having so much doubt. My world is turned inside out. Wondering if I should stay or I should go. Oh, but you hurt me and you told me lies, and I never want to feel the pain I felt last night. You had a good thing, but didn't realize. Now you're begging me to stay with teardrops in your eyes. Oh, 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 I don't wanna go nowhere, but if you really cared, you wouldn't let me leave. No, gave you all I had to give, kept it positive, but nothing seemed to change. So I'm saying goodbye. I don't need this in my life. If you can't treat me the way you should, you don't deserve my time. I'll say goodbye. I don't wanna hear your lies. If you can't treat me the way you should, you don't deserve my time. I'll say goodbye. Don't wanna go nowhere. Oh, you wouldn't let me leave. Just let me leave. Oh, kept it positive, but nothing seemed to change. Oh, I don't wanna go nowhere, but if you really cared, you wouldn't let me leave. Just let me leave. Oh, kept it positive, but nothing seemed to change. Oh.
Tanya P. Yeah, the world's gonna hear about Tanya P. Definitely. No, you just drink. Take your time. The world is gonna hear about you.
I just wanted to mention that last song there, Don't Wanna Go. That was actually the song that I was nominated for a Juno.
For Juno.
Yes, in 2000.
You should have won. Who won that year? Do you remember?
Elaine Little Bit Shepherd.
Elaine Little Bit Shepherd.
Yeah.
She doesn't live in the city anymore. She's out of town now.
Actually, I don't think she ever lived here. I believe she's from Vancouver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I know who she is, really.
Mhm.
Oh. Well, you were up against, well, she was up against great competition.
Oh yeah, the entire category was really good.
Wow.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, like I'm a firm believer because I get this question a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Don't you think you should have won? And I would have been great to win, but at the same time, once you get to that level, I'm just appreciative just to be in,
Just be
just to
nominated.
be exactly, just to be in that company and just to be recognized.
Wow.
Because it definitely feels good and it shows that, you know, all my hard work is being recognized.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
People know
Win or
you're
lose,
there.
it doesn't really.
No, because you won the moment you were nominated.
Exactly.
See, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
I feel that way too. Once you're included in that nomination, you've won.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly you kept that spirit. You have not dimmed any.
No, I've just been going. So it actually just gave me more strength to just keep going.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not only a young lady, but you're a young phenom out there. You're a young songstress, reggae songstress, soul sweet sister singing.
Right.
So basically you also a mother.
Right.
My God, please tell them how many children that you young, beautiful, singing bird has.
I actually have 5 children.
Really?
Yes, 5 children.
Wow.
4 boys, 1 girl.
One girl.
And they're my inspiration.
Mm.
Like they're the reason that I continue to do my music because number one, they love what I do.
Yes.
And I think it also helps them and it gives them, you know, motivation to pretty much just do
follow their
anything.
dream.
Yeah. Of course.
Because if mom is out there doing it, following her dream,
Yeah.
you know, looking so glamorous, singing so wonderful, then the sky's the limit for them.
Absolutely.
Oh wow,
Absolutely.
that's really good. See, that's the best parenting, is to really do it yourself.
Yeah.
Show them.
Show by example.
Yes.
Yeah. I look at my daughter now and I'm amazed because she's got like quite the personality. Not to mention now I realize that she actually has like really great vocals. She can sing and she can dance.
Wow.
So she can pretty much do whatever she wants. Right now she's talking about going into like a school of the arts.
Yes.
You know, and she's going to be auditioning for one of those in about a year or so. So we're gonna see where that goes.
Wow.
I would never discourage her. You know what I mean? If she wants to follow behind me and get into the music, I will.
But she has to follow her heart.
Yeah.
And if her heart is her voice, then she's gonna follow.
And she's got a natural talent. Yeah. I wish that I tell her this all the time. I wish that I could sing like you when I was that age. Yeah, because she's got the confidence that.
Well, you probably could sing. You just didn't know you could sing.
Well, I sang in the shower when anybody wasn't home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you got rid of that shyness that you had so young? Do you think it's all gone?
I don't think it's all gone. I don't think it's ever going to be all gone. And to be honest, I think it's a good thing at the same time too, because I never want to feel like I'm perfect and I'm just up there. Yeah. You know what I mean? I never want to feel like that. I don't feel like that. And anybody that knows me knows that. Yes, I hear it all the time, but you know what? My head never swells. No. I am who I am. I'm very much grounded, and I'm always like quick to learn anything. Like if you want to teach me, I'm all ears. I don't think I know it all. Because there's a lot that you can learn in this business. Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny because nowadays people think that the always don't matter because everything is new. But they always says the humblest calf drinks the most milk. And it does not change. I don't care which age you're in. It does not change.
It's true.
Stay humble, stay hungry, and learn. Yeah.
Always remember where you're coming from.
Yes, yes.
I'll never be too big because a lot of people, especially too when I'm doing my music, they always say, "Oh, you're gonna get big. You're gonna be a star. You're gonna forget me."
I hope so.
I hope all that does happen, but believe you me, I don't forget.
As long as your head don't get big, your name can get big. Your name can travel the world, but the head stays home, and that's important.
Gotta stay grounded.
And I have a feeling with 5 children to ground yourself. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You're gonna stay grounded. See, I love that. God does that for you. He gives you so much grounding so you stay grounded, you know? People think, 4 kids, I have 4, you have 5. People, oh my God, that's a lot of kids. But God knows best. He gives you all those kids to keep you grounded, keep you in one place so you can just do your work.
That's true.
Because if you're so free and, they say, what's another saying? I love that. Rolling calf gather no moss or something.
I've heard that before. See, something like that.
So you if you roll about, you're not gonna get anything. So stay put and get firm, and you certainly did that with your voice.
Right.
Yeah, and having 5 children to keep you there, all you could do was sing. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Sing and work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's wonderful. So being so young, and you are young, because and of course, having this responsibility of now, a name out there.
Right.
What kind of pressure does that put on you, and how do you think you're handling it?
Well, I don't think it gives me a lot of pressure. I'm not saying that it isn't a lot of pressure, but me personally, it's not a lot of pressure because I just naturally just be me. You know what I mean? I think maybe for some that try to be something that you're not, then I guess that's where the pressure would come in. But if you just be yourself, then I don't see where the pressure comes in. You know what I mean? I just kind of do what I do naturally. I meet people all the time, and good people, like, when they say real recognizes real, it is really a true saying.
Yes.
Because people normally just gravitate to me. So I don't really, there's no pressure. I think the only pressure would be probably like, when's the album coming? And that kind of stuff.
Other people want to put pressure on you.
Yeah. But besides that, it's just been great. Like, it's been a great ride, and I just can't wait to see what more is to come.
Yeah, me too. I'm certainly glad I'm here, and certainly going to be looking forward to watching and hopefully being a part of it. Because I just love talent, and when I see talent, I am blown away. I'm not one of those people who say, oh well, that's talent, but it's talent, but I love it. So that's really, really good. So I know you're handling the pressure because you truly don't believe that this is the pressure, because handling the pressure means just being you.
Yeah. Not to mention, the pressure also comes with the more that you're doing and the more that you're out there. So I believe that once I'm more internationally known, then maybe I'll start feeling it more. Right now, I've been going at a steady pace. Yeah. I'm here, so I'm handling myself. I think the most important thing to me is just respecting the fact that I'm a female in the business,
Yes.
and there's a lot that comes with that, and you just gotta kind of really represent in a really good way for the females, and give the other ones, you know, that are just coming into the business, give them advice and show them, if I could help some just coming in, give them certain advice so that they don't make some of the mistakes that I made, like, then I feel like I'm doing a great job.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you don't mind being a mentor to young ones either, and sharing
Right
all
now,
that you learned.
I actually am when it comes to certain people, because I, like, besides being an artist, I'm a fan as well. I have so many artists here in Toronto that I remember listening to them before I even wrote my first song.
Right.
I was listening to the radio, and I had, you know, certain voices that I just kind of cling to, like, right away as soon as I heard them, and so it's kind of nice, kind of being up there with them, you know what I mean? And now people are actually looking at me the way I used to, you know, look at some of those artists. So I know what that feels like. I can put myself in their shoes, you know.
Well, that's good, because to be humble, beautiful, talented, not to mention a hard worker, those are great traits, and I can't see them carrying you anywhere but to the top. So I'm looking forward to that with you too. So, I mean, I know your style developed from your father being in the business, and in the reggae business, and of course listening to all, you know, the early, you know, Salt and Pepper and them girls in the 80s and 90s. What made you think that the two together, the soul and the reggae could work? Was it because you heard other people doing it, or because you thought, you know, it's too sweet music, why can't they work?
Not exactly. It was actually, it was funny how I did, because basically what happened was I had a love for the R&B stuff, and I wanted to sing that, you know, the R&B music, but at the same time, I had a lot of trouble finding, like, the R&B instrumentals at the time. So, like, I had a Mary J. Blige song that I really loved, and I wanted to, like, sing it for my friends or whatever the case is, but I couldn't actually find, like, the instrumental to sing that song the way I wanted to sing it.
Why was that?
It was just at those days, like, now you can go on YouTube, you can go on the internet, and you can pretty much get the beat for any instrumental or any song out there that you want, right? But it's easy now, but back then it wasn't that easy. Like, I think it was just basically albums that were being put out, and it was hard to get the instrumentals for these songs, right? So I started, basically, I would hear, like, certain reggae systems play, and the 45s, if you remember those, the little records.
Yes, I remember the 45s.
When you flip them over, you usually have the instrumental version on the other side. So then I started just doing that, flipping it over, getting the version for the, you know, of whatever reggae song was playing. And then I would just say, okay, well, I'm going to sing this R&B song on this, and try to fit them like that. And that's how I got to be able to basically sing the R&B songs that I liked. You know what I mean? So I kind of did that all the time, and then I did, anytime I did talent shows and that sort of thing, I just kind of...
So you kind of used the reggae version rhythm and
the R&B songs.
And
And then when I started writing, I just automatically, my writing was just like an R&B style, I guess, because that's just
how it came out, which is perfect, because you got the training, got the basic training doing that, and then of course the talent just kind of take over. So you see, this is great, because, you know, a lot of early reggae songs was really, you know, soul songs, like, you know, that were put to music in reggae. So that just came out of you naturally, and not being born Jamaican, and that's what you grew up with all the time.
Exactly.
It still came out of you naturally.
Didn't know what I was doing at the time, but it worked.
Yeah, but you're bringing along generation of this talent that's in you. Wonderful. So so now I know that you're doing really fantastic with your new stuff. You know, because I heard your new stuff. We're hearing your new stuff, right? Now, you started when you were like 14, you know? So what I want to know is, now, I ran when I was in high school, I was a social convener. I had no talent, so I went for the political side of it. So, but you had talent, and you went for the talent side of it. What was that like? What did that say about you as a teenager in high school who was able to get up on stage and do this? And also, how did your fellow school people treat you after they heard you perform?
Well, I think it just kind of, it built my confidence, and it definitely just made everybody kind of kind of more look up to me.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to
Yeah.
be able to go up in front of
Yes.
any type of audience whatsoever,
Yes.
whether it's 5 or 5,000.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and go up there and sing. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, people started looking at me a little bit differently, but basically it was all good. Like everybody just wanted to more encourage me, and oh, you should keep it up, and oh, you should do this, and I've pretty much been getting that throughout the years.
Throughout the years.
Yeah, everybody's got suggestions, and everybody said, oh, like, you know, you should go on Ellen. Oh my God, you should send something to Ellen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Ellen
Yeah.
is like the big thing now.
Yeah.
Ellen does all sorts of things for, you know, talented artists and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So
Yeah. She's very generous, Ellen,
yeah,
and that's a nice thing.
yeah.
So what about Oprah? I think Oprah is generous.
I think Oprah is there too.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you're not as generous to new artists as Ellen is. That I can attest to.
Yeah.
Because I do watch Ellen sometimes when I have the time.
Mhm.
You know, her spunky
Right.
little dancing. Yeah, that's all right. Well, so now we understand about the musical style. Who are your influences? Like those people that really made you want to pay attention. Who are those people?
I would say first and foremost, Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Mary. Faith Evans.
She's also a fine actress. That one.
Yes.
Yes.
Faith Evans. Who else? Monica.
Yeah, Monica. She hasn't been doing as much lately, is she? Or is she?
I think she has. I
Yeah.
think she has.
Okay.
She's been getting back into the recording.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
but she also took time and she had her kids and did all that too.
Yeah.
So
you did it right. You had the kids first, and now
Yeah.
you just have all the time to devote.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought about that a lot
Yes.
before getting into the music because I know it does take up a lot of
Yeah.
your time.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you
Not
have
to mention
children,
it's hard to be in it and then take the break and then come back in it again.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
almost like
mean?
starting over.
It is, and if
Yeah.
it's hard for like the really big stars out there, I can only imagine like how it
The
would
one, the up and coming
exactly
stars.
up and coming.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So that was something that I always like was wondering. I don't know if I would ever do that.
Mhm.
Because it's not easy. It's not easy right now. Not to mention taking a break.
Yes.
You're taking a break from something that you haven't even fully honed yet.
Yes,
You're not
yes,
there yet.
yes,
So
yes.
it's a risk.
Oh yes.
But
And babies do take time,
Yeah.
so you have to do it there.
yeah, but if you believe in yourself
Mm.
and if you know your talent, then yeah, you can
Yeah.
take the break. I fully took my break and I came back, and I don't even think people realize that
You
I
took
was
a break.
I was gone.
Yeah.
Because even at 7 months pregnant, I recorded.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had my music on the radio just the same. So the only difference was you didn't see me on all the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that sense, I took a little bit of a break, but the music, like new music was coming. I was pumping it out
Yeah.
just the same.
What about on the reggae side?
On the reggae side, my absolute favorite is Marcia Griffiths.
Yeah, she has a
Yeah.
sweet voice. That one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Marcia Griffiths. In February, I was actually in the girl doing the Bob Marley birthday bash, and she was on
there.
the show. She was, and I was just sitting in the lawn, just watching her rehearse, and I'm telling you, I had goosebumps just listening to her with her backup singers.
Ooh.
And I don't like people were probably wondering like, why am I just like sitting there? But
Yeah.
for me, that's like the greatest thing, just to see her in
Yeah.
her element. Like
Yeah.
I love that, and not to mention the type of music that I sing. Like I've always been told that I actually have an old soul.
Yeah.
And the music, like I like the young people gravitate to me too, because I can do like some of the other
Yeah.
funky stuff to get to them as well. But
Yeah.
the older people, they love me. It's pretty much just like all around. I have like a
You're familiar.
yeah.
You're familiar. You're from those diva days of Judy Mowatt and Rita
Exactly.
Marley
Exactly.
and Marcia Griffith.
Without even knowing it.
Without even knowing it.
Exactly.
See, it's a tradition. It's just a
And the
tradition.
more I'm getting into it,
Yeah.
is the more I'm realizing,
Yeah.
oh wow, these people have like they know what they're saying when
Yeah.
they say I remind them of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and I'm trying to create the same type of music, the music that's just timeless. I want
Yeah.
when you play my song,
Anytime,
You're not-
any day,
yeah.
any year.
you're not supposed to say, oh yeah, that's from like 10, 15
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
Everything's gonna sound like
Yeah.
wow and relevant.
It's like when you put on a Marcia Griffith
Mhm.
album now, you can play the whole thing and everything sounds fresh again.
Yeah.
Judy's the same thing. It's the voice. And of course, then you have to have the music
Right.
and then the delivery.
Mhm.
And you've got it all. So I am just gonna watch and see that star rise. And I'm gonna be very, very, very pleased that we are here today at Reggae Television Network with you.com, reggaetelevision.com, with you sitting down having to do this. So I feel very privileged, and I thank you so much again. All right, so now I know you did the Jamaican Canadian Association. What is it? Bob Marley? No, Haile Selassie's.
The
coronation.
Yeah, right.
I know you did that. What's next and up in concerts coming up? Anything coming up lately?
Yes, I know there's a Ajax festival. I don't know if you know. There's like a kind of like a Durham festival that they've been doing annually.
Oh.
So I'm doing that on June the 22nd.
Yes.
And then
where's that, in Durham? In Durham region?
Yeah, in Durham region.
Okay.
I think it's called Greenwood Conservation Area.
Greenwood Conservation Area, and this is a park.
Yeah.
And it's an outdoor festival concert.
Exactly.
Oh wow, that should be great.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first year you're doing it, or?
It's the first year that I'm doing it, but I've heard about it for a few years.
Yeah.
But apparently this year I think the city has gotten involved, so it's supposed to be like the biggest.
Bigger.
One. Yeah.
Then I hope a lot of people get out there and support that.
Oh, for sure. I hope
Yeah.
so. And I live in Durham too. So
you live in Durham?
I do live in Durham.
Okay, so this is good. This is like home.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
And then what else do I have? June 30th, Reggae Exclusive, Donna Makita, she's keeping an award show,
Yes.
an appreciation award. So
Does she have this every year? She
had it last year.
Yeah, she talked about it when she was on the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
she had it last year. I believe this is the second annual one.
So this is what day?
June 30th.
June 30th.
Right, at the Jamaican Canadian Center.
The Jamaican Canadian Center. Everybody knows about that place. Okay.
Right. 995 Arrow Road.
I know it's on Arrow Road.
Yes. And so I'm going to be attending that. I'm also going to be performing for that.
Oh.
And then I have on July the 13th, that's my birthday as well. I'm having a birthday party / single release at Waterfalls.
Where's Waterfalls?
It's Spadina and College area. It's I believe 303 Augusta Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've got lots of dates coming up where people can
I'm trying to
enjoy
remember
it.
everything. Yeah, when I'm back and it's just like it's been steady.
Well, when people tune in to watch the show later on who are not watching it right now, then they will probably be able to see those dates again, so they'll know where to find you.
Right.
Okay, that's great. Now, I get in trouble with this all the time because I'm such a political animal. I told you I ran for social convener in high school, so I've been political all my life, right? So tell me, what's your take on Obama? Because I do ask this of my young guests, because I want to know how they see his election and re-election.
I think that I think he's great. I think it's great what he's doing. I think, I just feel great to know that I'm actually here and alive in this time to actually witness this for myself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just to see him becoming president. Definitely proud of him, and I think he's doing a good job, regardless of some of the things that are going on. He's in that job, anybody is going to get flack. You know what I mean? But besides all of that, I think he's doing a great job, and I think he's handling himself really well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Something that we can definitely be proud of.
Yeah, I'm proud.
Yeah. I think so too. Because some people tend to take the cynical view, and they tend to think that he's just a puppet, or he's just a figurehead, and he doesn't make any.
If that's the case, everybody's a puppet once they get to that.
There you go. There you go. So why should he be doing the black puppet, right?
Well, I think he's doing a great job.
I think he's doing a great job, and I think his election was definitely a blessing from God for us, so that we can really see that we are worthy. We're worthy, because I think a lot of the problems with us as a nation is that maybe we felt unworthy, of greatness, unworthy of rewards, and I think a lot of times maybe we stop ourselves from becoming rewarded with our own thinking.
It's not you're thinking that people don't think that you're deserving.
Yeah,
but
it's actually you that's thinking you don't deserve.
And that's with anything.
Yeah.
You gotta just have just more self-confidence. Really, I think that's what it comes from. I don't know. I guess it's from back in the days. This is our parents and grandparents. It's coming from a long way. It's like you can't do this, so you don't even try. And no, nothing tried, nothing done. So.
Well, I try to remind people that 400 years of slavery was really a hard thing, and it leaves scars.
Yeah.
So those scars are still there, and a lot of times it's those scars and scabs that keep peeling off and keep getting rubbed, and we keep reacting to it. So we've got to remember the scars are still there. They're not all healed, but try not to pick them off too much.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Little at a time.
Little at a time. That's great. So your kids are really young, and so how do they feel about seeing this black president? Because young people, in a lot of ways, a lot of them are feeling hopeless. We've got suicide on the rise. We've got bullying at an all-time high. Like, what are they feeling? The young folks, with Obama. You think?
To be completely honest, I don't think that
they notice.
I don't know. It's not to say that they don't notice, but I don't think that, you see, when I was younger, what's going on right now almost seemed impossible.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
In our time.
Yes.
But these guys are growing up with it going on.
Everything.
This is reality for them. So I don't think they realize how hard it was then and how unbelievable what's going on is right now.
Yeah.
To them, it's just they're living in the present and this is what's going on. But I think it's also a good thing too, because they don't know the negative, they don't know the bad, they only know what's going on right now. So for them, in their eyes, they can do anything.
They can do anything. They're invincible.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's not. I didn't think of it that way. That's a great way of thinking about it. That's good.
When you have kids young and you grow with them, and you tend to kind of think on their wavelength. You know what I mean? So I can just tell. Right now they have it so good.
Yeah.
They have it better. And they have it so good, and they don't know how good they have it.
You remind them. You remind them how good they have it.
I do.
Yeah.
I try to
important.
and let them know.
Yeah.
Just like even when they see my mom and my mom is a certain way with them, I laugh because I'm just like, this is not.
Yeah.
Grandma never used to be like this. This nice lady that you see right now, this is not how we grew. But she's grown and she's learned, different parenting skills and showing me certain ways. When she tells me how to deal with them, I laugh. I said, but that's not how you dealt with me. You know what I mean? But everything comes full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrific because the fact that there's such positivity around you and around what you see,
right?
It's really something. But this is also a testament of how fast time has gone, because here you are, still a very young lady, much younger than I am, and yet, what we think is so everyday, normal stuff happening with these kids that they think that this has always been there, the internet, YouTube, iPhone, whatever,
Right.
And here, you, even though at your tender age, still remember when it wasn't like that. So you see how infantile this moment that we're in is.
Yeah.
Just a few years, maybe 10 years or so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things change so quickly.
So quickly.
Yeah.
And here, when I was growing up, Christmas took 3 years. Really? When from one Christmas to the next, it was like 3 years. You lived a whole lifetime between Christmases.
Yeah.
Now, the moment you turn around, Christmas is here again.
It's like birthdays.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to count down. My countdown, I think, used to start from 2 months ahead.
Yeah.
When I was younger. And now it's like, oh wow, next week is my birthday.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's moving. And you know what? The nice thing about getting older is that you gain a lot of wisdom. Right. And I love that. I mean, you're supposed to anyways. If you keep getting older and you're learning nothing, something's wrong. Change it. Wrong. Yeah. Well, that's terrific. Now, you as a young lady, what do you see out there? Because, a young black lady doing so wonderful, doing so well. Is there something that you'd like to say to young black ladies that you've learned that you think will really help them get on this wonderful path that you're on?
That's a good question. Basically, I never knew what I was capable of until I tried. And it comes back to, even when I was younger, I remember people used to say, I used to hear older people saying, one day I'm going to take a trip, one day I'm going to do this, and one day I'm going to do that. I never lived like that. All my life I've just been that person where if I say I'm going to do something, I'm just going to get up and do it, because that one day stuff, sometimes that one day just never happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I don't like regrets. I hate having regrets. So I just like to kind of just live in the moment. If you're waiting, it's kind of like when people say, oh, one of these days when I'm financially stable. And it's like, when are we ever really going to be financially stable? Because everything, the price of everything goes up.
And everything's always changing. The bill comes.
Exactly. So it's like, you're never gonna be at that spot. So you just kind of just gotta say, you know what, I'm here. I still have health. Let me just do something. Maybe it won't be to the exact fullest, or maybe you can't go on a trip and have $10 million to spend, but you know what I mean. You can kind of compromise and still reach your goals.
Reach your goals.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So you tell them basically, do what you want to do today.
Right.
Get it done. Don't worry about tomorrow so much,
Right.
and just do the right thing.
Exactly.
Ah, see, that's great. And I'm sure if they do that, they'll be a beautiful young woman with lots and lots of future ahead of her, and just following her dreams with a big heart. Yeah. Oh, it's been a pleasure meeting you, Tanya. I mean, really. I mean, young women nowadays. I know some of them get bad rap, but when they're good, they are good, and that I know. That I really do know. Well, let's not forget the young men too. Now you have 4 boys,
Right.
So it probably worked the same way for most youth. But I have a feeling like young black men need a little more something. Do you find that having 4 boys to raise, do you find that they just need a little bit more than maybe?
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
With boys, it's like, it's hands down, it's harder. I feel like it's harder for them. I don't know.
Oh yes.
I don't know why it is. I don't know why. But society says it, and I'm not saying it because society's saying it. I'm saying it because I've lived it and I've seen it, and it's definitely real. Yeah. So, for instance, like how I look at it is, when you have younger boys, like, a lot of people sometimes when their kids start getting older, they're just like, oh, I can't wait until he's 18 and he's out of the house, or you talk about when you want your kids like kind of on, you want to be like an empty nester and that sort of thing. Yeah. I don't really believe in that. I believe that as long as your kids are good and respectful, then don't be quick, especially living here. Don't be quick to push them out of the house.
I totally agree with you. I took a friend of mine. I have a young friend. He's 19, and one of his big tension is that his parents think that by the time he's 21 he should be out on his own, and he knows he's not ready, and he's actually he's 20 now. He knows he's not ready, so that puts a lot of tension on him, and I say it's so unfair. Don't do that.
It's too much pressure. Yeah. It's too much pressure for them, and once they're out there, they're out there.
You have no more control,
so you gotta equip them with the right tools so that they can actually get out there and be successful.
Yes. I agree with you. I'm so glad we touched on that. Don't be so quick to push, especially your boys, out the door. The girls, they will voluntarily leave. You really don't want them to. The girls are out there, but for the boys, hang on as long as you can and get them ready for the out there, because it's tough. It's tough.
It's gonna, whatever you do in that first experience, once they're out there, that's what's gonna shape them for the rest of their lives. Yeah.
And if they happen to get involved with the law, then you're talking about a road of destruction. So hang on to the boys. See, there you go. I'm so glad. And a mother of 3 boys and a mother of 4 boys, we definitely know it's true. Hang on to them, get them prepared, because they're gonna have to take over their families. Right. So they have to be ready for that. Exactly. Yeah, and try to hang on to the girls too, because the girls will definitely.
You can hang on to the girls, but I'm a girl, and I was young, and I know what it's like, and I know as much as my mom would try to hold on to me. When I was ready, and there was no holding on. But with the boys, they
sneak out the window with your second clothes and jump out the window and almost break your leg. But you gotta go, and you're gonna go.
But as long as they're respectful, just
respect is important. So respect your children, and grow respect, and it should work out. And boys, I find boys a little bit easier in my view, but for raising, but not for that world. So
that's the thing. In all the other aspects, yes, I would say so too.
Well, I always say before I even had children and knew I was gonna have 3 boys of my own, I always said, young black males should be put on the endangered species list, because they really do need special protection. They say that, people say, what do you mean special protection? They need special protection.
It's very it's scary right now.
Yes,
it's scary.
Every weekend you hear.
When my boys tell me, oh, can I go to this party? Like they don't understand. Like I have like
No,
heart
you can't go to this party.
Just the thought of like,
Yeah.
what party? Whose party? And then
Yeah.
they never usually have like the proper information. You know,
Yes.
they don't want to.
They think you should just
They're
trust their
too
word.
big to be telling you it's at so and so's house and this is their number and this is the. They don't
Speak
want
up, sister.
Yeah, they don't want to give you any info whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm like lucky if I get a street name. You know what I mean? I'm just like, please, just give me something.
I used to get out,
Yep.
and I'd say, "What does that mean, out?" And you know, Mom, out. I don't care how low your voice is. It's still give me something, you know.
Yeah.
And but I find that when they get older, they kind of volunteer a little bit more now. They think you're not interfering.
They'll understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just because going to bed and they're out there and
Yeah.
I can't sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as I say, don't call me after this time. I don't care. I
Yeah,
gotta make sure somebody's gonna give you a ride home because I'm not coming out of my bed. And then you get the call and you're like, there we go.
Jump up. Gotta make sure you get him in here.
He plays me every
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than know that I didn't get up and something
Something happened.
because he's just
God
on the
forbid.
road.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, it's been such a pleasure. How are we doing for time, guys? Are we good? Okay, so we got a few more minutes. All right. So tell me about your wonderful children. You got 4 boys.
Right.
The oldest is like 18.
Right. So Shamar is 18.
Yeah.
He just turned 18 yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's a whole experience in itself because I don't know. I just keep thinking. I just keep telling him. I know you think you're big, but you're not that big.
No.
Or you're not too big.
No.
You know what I mean? So,
Even 27 is not that big.
yeah. And then Janai is 16.
Yeah.
And Tiana is gonna be 13 next month. And Tevon is 10, going on 11 in June, and Malachi.
Ooh,
That's the baby.
Malachi, I love that name.
Yeah. Malachi's the baby. He's 10 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So here is it. She's gonna be a big star. She's got a big family,
Right.
and she's just a big personality and a big brain. So I love that. Tanya, thank you so much for being here today with us. It's been a great show, and I've totally enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thanks so
Wow.
much for having me, Sandra.
Oh, please, anytime you are wanting to come back and give us something new or tell us anything that's happening, anytime you want, you are welcome, my dear. All you have to do is just pick up the phone or just send me an email, and you're here. You're welcome anytime.
Okay.
Absolutely. And of course, let's not do this without thanking your manager, Ricardo, for just letting me understand what a professional manager does.
Right.
And so I'm really thankful to him as well. So we'll have to say a big thank you when we're off camera, and a big hug for Ricardo as well. All right, so tell us about the last song, Right Here With Me.
Okay, well, Right Here With Me is it's a new single that I've released. I'm working with a new producer. His name is iBrilliance. He's actually an artist in Toronto as well. So he's artist slash producer. And we've been creating some like really, really crazy music right now. Like it's just, I'm so excited about this project right now because throughout the years, ever since I started, I've just been continually putting out single after single after single, and now is definitely time, to put out something like a nice, solid Tanya P album. So that's what I've been working on.
Yes.
Like here and there, I'm still putting out little singles, but this project is so special,
Yes.
and I'm in the studio like every week and doing constant writing and recording, and it's gonna be different. It's like a new sound, like you'll hear it right away.
Okay.
It's a new sound, and it's just going to show you how I've evolved throughout the years and where I'm going with it.
Wow. So we're gonna look forward to that album.
For sure.
Yes, we at ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com will be a big supporter of that, and we want you to let us know when it drops so we can get the word out, and we can have you back here to even give the people more flavor.
For sure.
All right. So why don't you go over there and get ready for the last song, and I'll just say goodbye to our wonderful audience and viewers out there. We're so thankful you joined us this morning here at ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com. We've had a lovely time talking to Tanya P, a new rising star that we're going to be hearing so much about in the next few years coming, or a few months, or whenever she's out there. I know she's going to be making a lot of noise. So we thank you for joining us again this morning, and we welcome you to come back next week. We'll have a brand new show for you. And here is Tanya right here with it.
No, no, no. Hey, yeah. Only you and me strolling on the beach. You used to be so sweet. Oh, oh, oh. Woke up this morning wishing he was here, feeling like a fool, 'cause I pushed him away. And I don't think he'll come back to me after all of the things we've been through. There's only so much forgiveness one person can give. Guess you've had enough. I have myself to blame. I didn't know what I wanted. Now I know it's you. Hope it's not too late. Baby, I'm sorry for all the things I said and all the things I did. Baby, all I wish is you were right here with me. Not saying to forget, but please try to forgive. 'Cause baby, all I wish is you were right here with me. Oh, what I would give to get back those days again. I would take away your pain and be your best friend. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm a strong woman, I can make my mistakes, and Lord knows that mine will grace us, make a better life. Do you hear what I'm saying? Baby, I'm sorry for all the things I said and all the things I did. Baby, all I wish is you were right here with me. Not saying to forget, but please try to forgive. 'Cause baby, all I wish is you were right here with me. Oh, ooh, right here with me. Ah, right here with me. Yeah, yeah. Right here with me. Oh, oh, ooh. Only you and me strolling on the beach. You used to be so sweet. Walking in the park, loving in the dark, no keeping us up.